presented by Wearable Fandom. Welcome to Wear Mighty Things, episode number 80. We are here live on July 23rd. This is a podcast all about the Roosevelt's brand and community. Fandom, fashion, and friends is what we are all about here on Wear Mighty Things. And if that sounds like fun, well, then you've come to the right place. To receive all of our content updates, please like and subscribe. Ring that bell to get all of the notifications on our content as it releases. Hello again. I am the captain, coach, and co-host, Ron DePody, and we are here to wade through the FOMO of San Diego Comic-Con. But, as always, I did not come alone. Please welcome in the one and only Mr. Staten Island, John Madigan. Johnny, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good, sir. How are you doing today?
Not too bad, man. It's been a bit crazy of a day, but we're getting through, and had the day off, so just been sitting here watching everything partake out there in San Diego. How about you?
I did not have the day off today. I just came home within the past 10 minutes. For those of you who don't, I've mentioned this before, but those who don't realize, I work a regular job, and on Thursdays I literally come straight home, change into a Kunu, and get my laptop set up and do this. I don't have time to eat dinner or do anything or to really do anything. I'm just here. I go straight from one thing to the next, just like that.
And we were kind of close tonight. It was one of those nights where it was like 5 minutes ago. I was like, John, are you all right? Are you making it? And...
Yeah, no. I always make it. Just, sometimes, just depending on a few things, and of course, I got to give the pups some love. I mean, so they do need my time. And yes, Ernesto, I am out of the closet. I mean, not like that, but I'm sure that's coming one day soon.
And we do. We've got the Danimal here tonight with us already. FOMO is enabled. You are correct, sir. Jason Ferris is with us. FOMO for show. And yeah, of course, Ernesto saying he's out of the closet, and I think Ernesto might be talking about himself. I'm just saying, maybe, who knows? He's not specific there. I know what he meant though.
Listen, you never know with me. You never know.
Well, I will tell you, I'm here because our boy Dustin is at San Diego Comic-Con doing his typical Fandom Travelering, and he was hoping to make it tonight. But unfortunately, some things came up, and he won't be able to. So we'll cover that here in a second. But how we start every show. John, what are you wearing tonight, man?
I am wearing this is the yellow card tattoo Ocean Avenue shirt, which I absolutely love. I got this as a gift for my birthday, and definitely one of my new favorites that I'm ecstatic to wear and show off, and all that. My definitely one of my new favorites. And you are wearing what I would consider to be Dustin's favorite.
I was gonna say I wore this in honor of Dustin tonight, knowing that it is his favorite. This was kind of his gateway drug into the brand. This is the Figure It Out from the 2023 San Diego Comic-Con. It's one of my favorite shirts. One of I don't know, a handful of San Diego Comic-Con shirts that I have, and I've been trying to kind of wear them all throughout the week. And knowing that he was supposed to be on the show, I figured I'd kind of represent one of his favorites, and now it's just kind of here in place of him. So
yeah, I mean that is the shirt that I associate Dustin with the most. That's the one that it's never going to leave his closet.
Oh yeah.
Just like him, he'll never leave the closet.
Well, while we're talking about him, we can kind of start to get into this. One of the reasons why he's not with us today, and again, he's doing his Fandom Traveler work, and enjoying some.
We say that like he's dead. Dustin is no longer with.
He's no longer
with us.
We've taken over. But no, I mean, really, he's out there doing the Fandom Traveler, and he's been posting content all day and last night and several clips that I've already seen. But the big thing for tonight, and I'll pull this up, is that he is actually hosting and part of a panel tonight from Fandom to Footsteps, the Art of Jet Setting. It's tonight at the Marriott there in San Diego from 7 to 8 p.m. So, in about an hour from now. So if you're out there and watching this with us, truck your ass over to see Dustin and the panel. They're going to be discussing, what it takes to kind of travel around the globe and see movie locations and all the kind of things that Dustin has become known for, and he's with a great set of people, including one of the co-founders from the What a Workshop out in New Zealand, and the co-founders of Set Jetters. So he'll be doing that this evening, and I know that he wanted to be with us and try to do a live, but they ran into some complications earlier, and he said he didn't think he'd be able to make it. So hopefully those issues have worked out. But good for him. It's kind of cool. You and I have kind of been there from the start with the Fandom Traveler stuff. So to see it kind of growing and his fan base and to be included in a panel like this is pretty damn cool.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm very happy for him. I definitely hope he has a successful panel. I'm a little upset that I wasn't invited to moderate it. And it kind of feels like Dustin is going to leave this podcast in the dust and not want to be as part of it. Exactly. He's moved on to pursue outside endeavors.
Dan will call
kind
it.
of sounds like Dustin's kind of forgetting about this. That's just what I think.
He's leaving the little people behind.
Right, exactly. Now he's hosting panels at Comic-Con. Dustin doesn't care about he doesn't care about us anymore, and for the regular people, unfortunately. But no, I do hope his panel is a big success. I'm sure all 4 people who show up to that is going to be No. Well, I'm playing. No, I'm sure.
Yeah, and I totally know you are, and we fully support him, and I'm hoping it goes.
I don't know if Dustin always knows that I'm joking, though. Sometimes I think he thinks I'm serious. I hope he knows I'm joking. I hope Dustin knows.
What's the fun of watching you guys when I'm not on? I mean, you guys definitely have this kind of yin and yang, the opposite sometimes. And
Dustin, if I didn't care about you, I wouldn't give you shit. Like that's the whole thing. Like
he just knows that you care about Ariane more now, and you guys have your own show.
Right? Yeah. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. But we'll carry on with some more talk on San Diego here in a minute. And since we're already talking about Ariane, let's move into some things that have gone on in the last little bit, and starting with, why don't we talk about Dirty Jersey? Were you able to make it last week to the Dirty Jersey meetup? That's a tongue tie.
It's funny. Someone had asked me. Obviously, everyone knows Ariane's my best friend. It's not really a secret. But someone had asked me, I think it was in Philly, like, oh, will you be at Dirty Jersey meetup? And it's like, if I didn't show up to that one, I think Ariane would have my neck. So, yes, of course I was there. Yes, of course. One of my favorite meetup of the year. I always have a great time at that. She always does an absolutely killer job. It was so much fun, and I know I'm biased, but no, she did an absolutely amazing job, and I had a great time. We started off the day at the Liberty Science Center, which it's not a museum. It's exactly what it is. It's a science center. And they have all these kind of like different experiments and kind of show how different things work. But my favorite thing was they had a doggy kissing booth there where they literally had actual dogs sitting there behind a booth, and you would go up to them and they would just kiss your face. And I absolutely love this. I spent about an hour there. They had to fight me to get me out of there. But I think we needed more dogs at the Liberty Science Center. But no, it's every floor it has different exhibits and different things for different scientific things, and it's a really, really, really cool and interesting spot. If you're local to the New York, New Jersey area, it's definitely something you've got to go and check out. But the big grand finale to that was something called the Touch Tunnel, which I don't know if you've heard of before. Something that they have there. Oh. It is a tunnel. You line up, everyone lines up, and you go physically on your hands and knees, and you go through a tunnel that is in complete pitch black. You literally can't see your hand in front of you. It is that dark in there, and you have to use the walls to try and get out. If that makes sense. Oh, Melanie, originally from Jersey.
Been going since she was 5.
Melanie, she's in Tennessee now, but she's originally from Jersey. So she's definitely been going to the Liberty Science Center. So there was a bunch of us that we went in together, and of course, listen, you have 15 insiders all going through this tunnel at once, and you literally can't see the person in front of you. You cannot see your hand in front of you, and we're all kind of yelling at each other like, "Ow, that's my hand! Get off of me!" Because it's like you can't see anything, and you're on your hands and knees crawling, just trying to get out of this thing. So it's harder than it thinks. I always thought it was going to be easier. We got Betsy here.
Betsy's here.
Okay, I guess Betsy sounds like she's close to the New York, New Jersey area. I don't know where she lives, but that's awesome that you've been. Yeah, it was always. I went out as a field trip when I was young. When I was in elementary school, I hardly remember it, but yeah, I definitely went there when I was a kid. So yeah, having all the insiders go through the touch tunnel was really that was a real kind of cool, like fun way to end that part of the day. And then after that, we went over to RPM Raceway, and about 8 of us got together, and it's like an indoor go-kart thing where you can go and you can race. She's from Newark. I'm assuming that's Delaware. Okay, cool. Not Newark, New Jersey. Got it. No, Newark. Okay, that's cool. That's awesome. I've never been there before, but maybe one day I'll get down there. Who knows?
Well, I mean, with all that we've done travel-wise, because of this community, I throw nothing out as a impossibility anymore. So.
No, this is true. You never know.
Well, I know I saw a bunch of pictures that Ariane and others posted. I mean, it looked like a great time and a pretty good turnout. I know the weather wasn't the best of what they were hoping for or whatnot, but I mean, it looks like
it wasn't.
Despite it,
the worst of the weather was in the morning when everybody was traveling, like 11 a.m. ish. But once everyone got there, it was raining getting there. But then we went to the Liberty Science Center, and then by the time we got out of there, the sun was back out, everything was good, and there was no issues. We did it. We did an indoor go-kart racetrack, and that was kind of cool. I'm sure they have those type of things all over the place. And then we ended the night at Hudson Hall, which is a cool brewery. Nearby there in Jersey City, and we had a ton of people. I think all in all, we were between 30 and 40 people, which is really cool, really good turnout. And it was a great time. John T showed up too. That was cool support. Yeah, no, it was great to see him and chat with him. And yeah, we all just had a great time. It was really good. She did an amazing job. We all had a lot of fun, and I will definitely be back for the next Dirty Jersey.
Well, you mentioned the go-kart racing. Who was the speed demon? Who was our speed racer out there? Who's the person?
I believe it was Zach Rips. I think he was the top person in our group. I think Zach won. I think Zach won that, if I'm not mistaken.
Nice. Well, it looked like a lot of fun, and again, I mean, we say this all the time. Take a chance, get out, go to those meetups, meet the people. There's nothing like it. It's the come for the shirt, stay for the people mentality. If you can't make a meetup out of state and at one of the cons or something like that, do what I did. Start your own. It's kind of scary at first, but you'd be surprised that there's probably a lot of insiders somewhere near you thinking the same thing, and just being able to get people together is a big thing. So now we've got the Denver meetup every year, and then we've started the Colorado Canoe Club out here in Colorado, where we have monthly meetups where there's a half dozen of us to 20 people on any given weekend, and throughout once a month we'll meet up at various places to just kind of hang out, talk shirts, and get to know each other better. And that's what it's all about. And it's something that I am so happy to be a part of and part of this community for. So.
No, I agree completely. Always grateful and happy to see insiders. I love traveling, all over the place to go see different insiders and be a part of everyone's things. And it's always just such a, it's a happy, warm great place to be. I truly feel like I'm amongst family when I'm with my friends. So always a good time, and like you said, if there isn't a meetup near you, that's your time to make your own. Make that happen.
Well, the Animal says that they've got a few meeting for the first time at Cedar Point next weekend. So if you're out in that area, get out there and meet some other insiders. That sounds like a lot of fun.
That sounds like a lot of fun. That's awesome.
Yeah. And while we're sitting here, we've had David show up. What's up, guys? How's it going? Thanks for joining us, David. We got Mr. Pip. Howdy, everybody. So the crowd keeps growing. Well, we were throwing a monkey wrench without Dustin being here. So a couple directions that we were planning on taking things, and San Diego Comic-Con was probably where I was going to head next. But I'm thinking let's talk shirts from the last couple of drops, and then we'll go into the San Diego stuff because that's kind of that here and present. So let me pull up kind of where you guys left off after last Thursday, and there was actually a drop zone on Friday. With the Purple Nurple, aptly named. I made sure to try and give my wife one after it dropped, and she didn't take kindly to that. So, were you fortunate enough to get the drop zone? Were you able to get yourself a Purple Nurple?
I'm upset. No, I did not get it, and that shirt kind of screamed me out. I was at work and I was in the middle with a patient, and I missed it, unfortunately. Everyone always knows I'm a sucker for purple, and this is definitely kind of like a vacation tropical shirt, which I also love. So this was a shirt for me, and so I'm very disappointed I did not get it. I'm disappointed in myself. David just got his Purple Nurple in the mail today. Oh, Barrett, don't rub it in, David. Don't rub it in.
Yeah, I didn't get it. To be honest, this was one of those times where, I'm not a huge floral guy, Hawaiian in that manner, but I don't have a whole lot of purple in my closet. So if I had gotten it, I might have kept it. Mostly, I just misset my alarm because I was dumb that day, and by the time I saw everything. Right. Well, just that day. Yeah. We're just for now. My wife would say otherwise. But yeah, by the time my phone started going off, that everybody was picking it up. It was obviously far too late because that's the way drop zones go. So I've seen a lot of people with it. A lot of people super happy about it, and I think a lot of people are just really excited about the color choice. It's a really cool color palette. I'm not a huge purple guy, but I really like the way the colors pop on this one.
Yeah, no, I really like this shirt a lot. I'm very disappointed that I missed that. I will definitely be looking for this one in BST and probably paying a pretty penny for it, unfortunately. So, but that's the way the cookie crumbles, unfortunately.
Right.
That's,
it happens sometimes, and even the best and most seasoned and trained of us have mishaps and miss out. And with the growing community, it gets harder and harder all the time anyways. So, yeah, you're right. To BST we go. And then we'll flip into this week on Tuesday. The ladies have been calling for this one for a while. They wanted some dresses, and they got some dresses. And it's only two of them to start with, but to the ladies' credit, they both sold out completely, and really within a couple of minutes. I know I was messaging with my wife about trying to buy one for our daughter, and by the time I had a response on which to get her and which size, they were gone extra small through all the way up through the extra large sizes. So pretty good showing, and I don't know if that's because of low stock or what I'm hoping is that there really were just a lot of the ladies ready to pounce on them, and that this will be kind of the proving ground to get them more.
Yeah, obviously HQ doesn't tell us any of this stuff. I will say a couple of things. Number one, there was only 2 styles, so not a whole lot to pick from. No problem with that. They're kind of getting their foot in the door with this. So totally get, they kind of want to test the waters, and they want to release these two and see what the response is, I assume. I'm also willing to bet that a lot of women who did buy this probably bought in multiple sizes, because this is a brand. Even though they released a size chart, they probably bought in multiple sizes so that they can test and see what works best for them,
What fit
and
is
then
right?
and then probably going to return whatever size they feel like didn't work out well for them. So I think we probably saw a little bit of that as well. But I think both dresses look great. I can't wait to try them on. They're going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you? I mean, our boy Ernesto said it sold out before he could figure out his size. So, did you figure out your sizing?
I did. I figured out my size, and I will definitely post. I will make a post on Insiders with my thoughts when mine comes. No, I must say I am very happy for the women. They have been calling for this for a long time. So the fact that we're finally here and this is happening, and I'm very happy for them, and I can't wait for people to start receiving them. Hopefully, I haven't seen anybody on Insiders actually post.
Yeah, and I hope
one with yet.
I hope this is just a start. Like this, and these are some original designs. Hopefully, they're able to pull them into the IPs, and you start getting things like maybe doors or things like that the ladies can have to start matching what some of us fellas have. Betsy points out that sketches sold out in 4 minutes, and the Rococo sold out in 40 minutes in. And I know that there were some of those like 5Xs were kind of hanging on late for the last one, and then Danimal says that Sketches has a matching bucket hat too that would be super cute. So Danimal, a man after my own heart, already thinking the matches there. So way to go. I also see Danimal points out that there were no pockets. So a thing that I'm sure a lot of people might be saying is no pockets on this style. I couldn't tell you the difference between dress styles or if skater dresses typically have them or not. But I'll say, I mean, I thought they looked pretty good for the first pass, and I can't wait to see as the ladies in the community and Ernesto, start to get theirs, that how they look in person, how they fit, and hopefully keep pushing for more. So we'll chalk this one up as a win for the ladies for now. So good work, all of y'all out there who sold this one.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you want to see more products like this, more things like this, you have to buy them. You have to, the fact that you guys are able to sell this out in less than an hour, that's important. That shows demand, and so yeah. I think we're going to definitely see more dresses in the future.
Yeah, without a doubt. So we'll move right along to today's drop, and this was a big drop, and it's crazy that they do a drop like this in the middle and heat and intensity of what's going on at San Diego Comic-Con, as we're all wondering if our pickups are happening and what, who's getting wristbands and all of that. They drop a huge Star Wars drop today. My God. I mean, there's seriously 8 different button downs here. They've got shorts for 4 of them. We've got 2 polos. We've got T-shirts. We've got ladies cuts. We've got kids cuts. The kids cuts even had some polos of the styles that were kunus for the adults. So they're listening in that, because I know that I've seen that mentioned a lot of times, that kids don't necessarily like the full button downs, and that they like to see more youth polos. Well, they got them. Like all the styles of shirts today were available in youth and preschool polo sizes. So blew my mind at how big of a drop this was with how many shirts they have out at San Diego Comic-Con. What were you thinking? Did you get to take a look at it? Any of them jump out to you?
Yeah, I mean, so this was a huge drop. Definitely always unbelievable to see them, see what they're doing. And I appreciate, it's a lot of Star Wars. It's a lot. This is a lot, between what they dropped today and then what they have at San Diego Comic-Con. And then, the Star Wars drops are always they're just massive. So it always seems to be a lot. I will say my favorite of the bunch is the Oh Dear tux. I think that looked really nice, very reminiscent of the R2D2 one. So it's nice that we have one in the same style. So I definitely pictures.
And that's what I cashed in what I had left in points, and I was able to get myself this tux. I had the R2 deconstructed one, and I thought that this would be fun to play with, having both tuxes where you could mix and match the tops.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you're gonna see a lot of people do that for sure.
Yeah, and you know, I've got various C3PO and R2D2 hats and socks and whatnot, and so for me, it was kind of a no-brainer that like you could get it and you could change up the way the fit is multiple times and feel and look different each time. So that one definitely was a jump out to me for that purpose. I'll say the other one, and you know, admittedly so, Forrest Davis is a friend of mine, somebody that I message with and chat with on a fairly regular basis, and I'm not trying to just toot his horn, but I feel like every Star Wars drop and even other drops, like his artwork stands out, and he was the mind behind Wookiee Warp, and this one I thought was a banger. I really liked the colors and the artwork on this one, and felt that Forrest knocked it out of the park again.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, when Forrest, listen, Forrest is a great artist, and I'm so happy for him with him and all his success. You know, it feels like just yesterday he released his first shirt, and now he's got, I don't even know how many he's got.
I was gonna say I've lost count. I know that his wife keeps track. We're gonna have to get Ashley to give us what those numbers are at some point, because I'm sure that he's got to be probably like 20-25 shirts at this point.
It's got to be something like that. Yeah, in fact, he has a couple of con exclusives as well that came out this weekend at San Diego. So good for him. He is knocking it out of the park. And listen, clearly his designs are selling, and Roosevelt keeps asking him to make more. And so, hey, look, good for him. I am really happy for him. I'm really proud to have worked with him, on the crew stuff. And he's just a really talented guy. He's truly a talented guy.
And it's one of those things too, it just goes to show, like, being a part of the insider community, like what can happen. And we talk about this all the time about how HQ and Roosevelt's is different than any other brand. Like, how many brands take somebody from their fan group and turn them into a full-blown, artist that's, producing shirts on a regular basis. I mean, it's to me, it's unheard of. It's something, and a lot of the guys, guys like Scotty and stuff, got their start as fans of the brand before working for the brand and whatnot. And, it's another thing that I like to tip the hat to Roosevelt. Not only, do they listen to their community and whatnot, but,
they employ them sometimes.
Since they bring people from the community in and they become part of HQ. So,
it's pretty cool. I'm very happy for him.
Very, very much so. I thought that there was a lot of good stuff here. Obviously, they really like doing the schematics thing. The helmetrics look pretty cool. Some that I was even kind of surprised that I was trying to figure out what this Lando's Gamble was. I didn't recognize it at first, and then talking with some people in one of the chats and stuff, it turns out that this is based on the shirt that that Lando wears in the Han Solo movie. So it's not even from one of the trilogy or the saga or whatever. This is from the Solo adventure that came out, and it mimics the shirt that Lando is wearing in that, with some other details and stuff added in, like the Sabaka cards and stuff in the background. So I like that they're stepping outside of just some of the norms from the Star Wars universe, and they're pulling things like that, or the Kanan sacrifice over here, coming from the animated series Rebels. That's some people watch it, some people don't. Not everybody is so immersed in it, but they're making sure that everybody in Star Wars fandom kind of has something. And I actually was excited for this one too. I didn't get it. It's on my wish list. The fact that they did a Princess Leia shirt which to me kind of felt like one for the ladies to have some representation there. I thought was really cool. It's something that I feel like they don't do a lot of is hype up female characters from some of the IPs and stuff that they have. I know for myself, when it comes to the WWE line, they've done one female wrestler, and the rest of feel like it's been CM Punk and Jey Uso over and over again. But to see some female representation here, I thought was pretty cool too.
Yeah, no, I'm always happy when they show some really good recommended. God, what do you call it? God, I suck. Representation. It's always good when they show equal. You kind of get when you start to see more representation. For some of those female characters. I hope we see more of those and whatnot. And I think the Prison Slayer shirt's a great shirt as well. So I'm happy to see more of that, and good for them.
And again, with that, having them in the women's cuts too, a lot of women's cuts, especially off the heels of the dresses and stuff. I was glad to see that they listened and gave the ladies a few more options as well. And then the other one that I'll highlight too, because this seems to be becoming a norm, and our boy Danimal calls it out. His favorite was the shop shirt, and this seems to be something that they're doing more and more of right now. Is throwing in, these Warp Tour or the Von Doom one. They're doing a lot more of these, pretty much work shirt kind of style.
I like them. I think they're cool. I think it's something different. I like them. You don't see those.
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of them doing some things outside the box with that, and kind of seeing where they go with some of those. Not just doing kind of the standard normal operating procedure all the time. I'm not quite one for them needing the pickleball rackets and things like that. But if you're gonna try other shirts and other types of shirts, that's why I'm here. So I'm all for it. And then of course my boy Gabe here having to do a little yeet, which I understand. I know it goes completely over your head, John, but that's from Jey Uso from the WWE. We got to get you back when it comes to wrestling.
Maybe someday. Yeah, I don't know. It's been a very long time, but yeet, sir, yeet.
Well, a lot of good stuff has come out this week, and that's all leading up to the big topic of the week, and that is San Diego Comic-Con. Obviously, you didn't make it out this year. Pretty sure that you've been out. Have you been out at all? Or I thought you've been out at least once, or was that just New York Comic-Con that I'm thinking of?
Never been to San Diego Comic-Con. I've been to D23, and I'm going to D23 again. So I was out in Cali for that. But no, have never been to San Diego Comic-Con. Just never made it out there. Definitely hoping maybe next year will be my year. I don't know. I would love to go though. Definitely it sucks to see all my friends out there doing their thing, and I'm not there, unfortunately.
The FOMO has definitely been real already. that is. Sure.
It's I can't do it all, unfortunately. As much as I'd love to, I just simply speaking cannot do it all.
Yeah, Dustin was trying real hard to get me to go out, and again, I was supposed to be on a camping trip this weekend, and things didn't play out. So I want to go. It's high on my list. I've only been in the area during Comic-Con once. We didn't technically go. In 2007, when Megan and I got married, our honeymoon was in San Diego, unknowingly at the same time as Comic-Con. So we went to dinner one day down off the wharf and had a nice little seafood dinner, and we're having like a nice little kind of romantic stroll back along the pier and whatnot, and happened to notice a lot going on as we're walking by the convention center, and oh shit, it's Comic-Con. And we didn't have tickets. Tickets were obviously far sold out, and I mean, even in 2007 it wasn't nearly what the beast that it's become today, but it would sell out pretty quickly. But we were fortunate enough that as we're walking by on the backside of the convention center. Somebody went to go throw out the trash, left a door open, so we snuck in, and spent a good couple of hours kind of walking around on the floor and whatnot. We didn't get to see any of the panels or things like that, but we were, we became shoppers and found some cool stuff and milled about for a little bit before going on about our honeymoon. So
wow,
it's been right. It's crazy. It's been high on our list of things that we want to do at some point. And I told Dustin maybe next year I could focus on trying to get out there and especially to help him out with some Fandom Traveler stuff or something and get out and check it out next year. So fingers crossed.
Sure, of course.
So,
no, of course, no. Definitely, hopefully next year we can all make it out there. That would be
a lot of fun.
Definitely on the bucket list.
Still out there? Yeah.
It's on the bucket list. It's on the bucket list.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm seeing a lot of fun stuff out of there, and we'll get to the shirts because there are a lot of shirts. But have you been seeing? I know you were working today. Have you been seeing the stuff for the Kunu Chronicles that are apparently out there at the booth?
I did go on the website. I did check out. I didn't. I can't say that I sat there and like really dove deep and like read into it all. I did see a post about it. I did poke around on the website a little bit, but I didn't like read.
So obviously another fun thing that HQ is trying to do, and I don't know, they did the Camp Kunu murders, and they're doing the coin thing, which we'll discuss again in a little bit. But I saw some of the posts that you were talking about. They've got some pictures and things like that all over the booth and little clues and stuff. And one of them is a QR code that takes you to this Camp Kunu Chronicle pages. And you can go in here and there's all kinds of, it looks like all the stuff that's on the walls there, but there's all kinds of stuff to read and somehow kind of piece things together. And then it asks you, down here at the bottom, for your name and email address and a submission of what you think about Sarah's whereabouts and whatnot. So definitely something I'm going to have to spend some more time and dig into, and something I'll be paying a bit more attention to insiders for the next few days to see kind of what everybody's hearing and things that people are coming out. But it's exciting to see that they do these things over and over again and come up with fun ways to get the community involved. And ultimately, and usually ends up in some free stuff or access to things, and again, something that's kind of cool that you don't see out of other brands.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is definitely something different that they don't typically, you don't see anybody else doing these kind of things, and it is very different and interesting, but I thoroughly enjoy it. I love that they're doing things like this, and I don't know what this is all going to lead to, because there's got to be something at the end of the yellow brick road. But this is it's a cool little online scavenger hunt that everyone can take part in and try to figure this out. And I really like what they're doing with this. I think it's really cool and really interesting, and I hope people have fun with this. I think it's also important to remember what we have. They don't have to do any of this shit for us at all. And so I think we should enjoy what we have while we have it and just make the best out of all this.
Exactly.
Remember.
Yeah, definitely feel fortunate that they're willing to do some of these things and have some of these interactions and whatnot. And I mean, looking at what's in there, like I would not doubt that this leads to some sort of special shirt that you'll get right around Halloween time, much like the Camp Kunu murder ones last year with the killer hot dog. So
I also think it's just something fun to remember how quick HQ works. For those of you who don't know, you can go online and you can actually take a look to see when a domain was purchased and registered. This domain was only purchased 2 days ago. They got all this up. They got this domain on July 21st, 2027, and I'm sure they were 2026. I'm sorry, I'm sure they've worked on stuff beforehand, some of these images and whatnot. But they had this whole thing set up in 2 days, which I think is really like somebody was working overtime, I'm sure, to get this done in time for San Diego. So good for you guys. You guys work quick.
And that's on top of all the other stuff that they've got going on. And we'll start to jump into that, man. I mean, the sheer amount of shirts that they have this year is ridiculous. And it's on top of them with, an ever-changing process of how to get wristbands and things like that. And even, Comic-Con itself has changed some of the entry policies and whatnot. So you're coming up with stuff like that at the same time that you're dropping this kind of fire. And we'll start with just the regular Roosevelt's booth. I mean, they have 3 booths and stuff in other locations. Man, so many shirts here at just the regular Roosevelt's booth. Yesterday was the Wild Mickey, was the exclusive. 2 exclusives today with Spider-Man and I guess Building Babyface was supposed to be today. I hear that there were delays because of shipping or something. So more to come on that. It's Jeff from the Marvel universe is on there for Friday. A full tux for the Floral City out of San Diego, which is awesome to see, amazing to see. Pixel Mickey, they're doing a different take on how they're dropping the Pixel Mickeys. There's a randomizer game that you play that it tells you if you've won the chance to buy the shirt or not. And they started doing that today, and I've seen a few people that already have their hands on it. And then new IPs with My Pet Monster, which I know is going to be before your time, and Thundercats. Those are things for us 80s and early 90s babies. Tickle Me Elmo, I'm sure yeah, even though you were probably you might have been prime age for Tickle Me Elmo. Did you have a Tickle Me Elmo?
I got a Tickle Me Elmo when I was a kid, absolutely. Oh yeah.
It seems about you're the right age for that. So Tickle Me Elmo.
I got one inside right now. What are you talking about? Yeah, of course. I sleep with one every night.
That one's a first look, so I'm assuming that means another Sesame Street drop is probably coming here at some point. And then, starting yesterday, some other exclusives. They had, the typical T-shirt. They have the Lords of Destruction Skeletor T-shirt, which is based on the meme that we all know and love. The reversible Channel 6 Ninja Turtle jacket. And then on Friday, when they drop this year's Floral City, they have a previous Floral City pattern on a performance hoodie. So, I mean, that just a lot there. And this is just the exclusive stuff. There's even more to come beyond that. What stood out to you at the Roosevelt's booth?
I mean, so there's a lot here. But for me, and here's the thing, I will say I'm gonna get a little bit of shit for this, but honestly, I know the brand is growing, and with that comes more. I do kind of miss the days though where we had one shirt per day. I do. I kind of, and I know we get that for Smoker, but this is just, in my opinion, I think it's overkill. Because then it's like I feel like it becomes like when everything becomes special, nothing becomes special. If that makes sense. They have. I mean, this is like 10 shirts at this drop in this booth alone, and then you have the other 2 booths. There's and I'm sure there's maybe some surprise shit. There's probably like 40 shirts dropping this weekend at Comic-Con.
I mean, I'll say this, and I know I've seen some back and forth earlier in this week with some of the resellers and whatnot. This is definitely one of those things that will probably kind of disrupt the resale market, because there's so much, and they're not going to be able to grab everything. And they say that there's deeper stock on all of it. To me, it just seems like it's just going to get to a point where it's overwhelming. It's just too much if you're one of the resellers to even be able to handle. You can't be in 3 booths at one time when they drop the exclusives. And then there's so many. and you know, there's so many of that, and then you know, like I said, we'll talk about. There's even more that they dropped at the booth starting today and last night and whatnot that nobody even expected, that are exclusives that are there the whole time. And I wouldn't doubt that you see this kind of impact some of the sales and some of the prices when it comes to the con pickups for a con this size, because it's not the one shirt a day that there's limited stock on that they could get $150 to $200. Like now you're probably going to be getting, you know, 100 to 125, somewhere in there, unless there's some huge hit for the day that sells out, you know, way quicker than anything else. I think that is going to dictate the price more than anything, is how fast something sells out.
Yeah, no, I agree. To me, it's just like, oh my God, this is a lot. I'm like, I know as much as I would love to own all these shirts, I know I can't get them all. But for me, listen, I think the Floral City came out beautiful. I really like that a lot. I can't wait to see it, like an actual like picture of it instead of just the rendering. But I do really hope somebody can help pick me up the floral hoodie. Everyone knows that is the San Diego one. That's the San Diego one from a couple of years ago. One of my favorites for sure. I think that looks really nice. And the fact that they put it on a performance hoodie, everyone knows I love my hoodies. So I definitely hope to get my hands on that.
Well, I will say, for me, the big ones were the new IPs, which are old IPs, in terms of My Pet Monster, which I want to get that shirt because my mom never bought me a My Pet Monster, and I still have feelings about that. And so hopefully I can get the shirt to rectify 44 years of disappointment. And and the Thundercats, because Thundercats was a big part of my childhood, along with, you know, the Ninja Turtles and Ghostbusters and Transformers and whatnot. I mean, I still have my original Thundercats action figures in my basement. So I'm hoping from this booth, I'm hoping to get those two. But you know, Ian comes out with another banger of a Tiki with the Spider-Man. I know a lot of people are excited about Jeff. Pretty sure I saw that Forrest did the Floral City design for this.
I think the image he used was the Floral City for the breakfast balls. I don't believe he posted.
Okay, maybe. Okay, yeah,
which is a different design, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I think you're right. I think you might be right about that. And Betsy's making fun of me that there was a toy that Ron didn't own. Yes, and Betsy, a lot of that comes from my mom. Actually, was a manager at Toys R Us when I was young. You know, first, second grade kind of area. So I was very much a spoiled brat when it came to. We had first dibs at just about anything. And of course, this was one of the few things I didn't get. So of course, you know, I'm still bitter. We were talking about there being so many booths, and I'll go back to it. Our boy Gabe did say that he would think that if things are selling, the women's stuff continues to sell out, that maybe there'd be a fourth booth next year of just women's gear. I know that they have like
that would be amazing.
Per universe, that would be so like cool. That. There are several booths kind of like that, so it would be very sweet if that were to happen. And of course, Betsy did volunteer that she would man the ladies' booth.
As she should.
All right. Well, I mean, still plenty more shirts to talk about. We'll just keep going down the line. And the next thing up is the Star Wars specific booth. Yesterday they had the Synth Vader dropped, along with the Pod Racers polo, and then the Galactic Pets polo, and the Pod Racing full panel. Man, they had a lot of stuff for a Wednesday when Wednesday is preview. Even the Ewok Hang In There, which is kind of a parody of the, you know, what is that cat that's like, you know, hanging out, is the, you know, at job, you know, your jobs posters where it's the cat saying hang in there, kind of parodied it off of that. So a lot of things already dropped yesterday, and then today was the Rebellious Pigment, which is kind of a take on the tattoo shirts, just like, you know, kind of like you're wearing, but all Star Wars designs. the Dogfight bitmap, which is actually a bamboo shirt, and it kind of takes there's a Dogfight shirt from several years ago as a con exclusive. It kind of takes portion of that design and does something a little different with it, and then especially on a bamboo. Saber Stripes is actually a seersucker, so that looks kind of cool. I actually kind of like the idea of pinstriping with the lightsabers. Layer of Grievous, another one that goes back to the animated series. Fate in the Shadows, that is one that I know that for sure was a forest design. Unfortunately, not the greatest of pictures because it's such a dark shirt. I really look forward to seeing what that one looks like once people have that one in hand. Spark of the Rebellion, and then last year they did the Sith floral. This year you've got a Jedi floral that even has a pair of hybrid shorts. So I know you're not a big Star Wars guy, but any of these catch your eye?
Yes, a few actually. Listen, I can appreciate good art with any IP, regardless if I'm in there or not. A couple of things I definitely want to point out though. Number one, Rebellious Pigment was done by Jordan Ocello, who
Awesome.
was the guy behind the tattoo meetup that happened about a month or two ago in Jersey. So he's the guy who did that, and so really happy, really proud of him. He did my tattoo right over here and did a great job. I don't know if you can see it on there, but he absolutely crushed it. So happy to support him, and hope I can get my hands on that just to support him. The Dogfight bitmap. The tattoo flash designs are made as you're holding out hope for one in D23. You never know. So yeah, shout out to Jordan for doing that one. Really happy for him. That's his first con exclusive. Hopefully the first of many. The Dogfight bitmap I actually got to see in person. John T was wearing it this past MegaCon when we all went to Epcot one day. He threw that on. And so seeing that in the bamboo was really nice, and definitely one that I would pick up. So especially because I've already seen it in person, and I thought it was super cool, and so I would totally pick that one up. And then the Saber Stripes, I love me some colors. That is some fun colors. I do also really enjoy the Seersucker. I think it's perfect. I think Seersucker is perfect for the summer. I kind of wish they made this one into a tux. This is one that I would cut up into shorts if that option was available.
And having that pinstriping, the full tux would be pretty badass.
That one's gonna look sick. I definitely would want that one. That one looks really nice. So I'm, definitely want those. Those are the three for me. Those Thursday exclusives right there. I would literally pick up all three of those.
Luckily, you only have to be at the booth one day then.
Right, exactly. I would listen. Everything came out really nice. The Jedi floral I think looks really cool too. But I would pick up all three of those shirts, all three of those Thursday exclusives in a heartbeat. Those three all three of them would be my go-to. I love them. I think I think Thursday got the best out of all of them.
For me, I have become such a big fan of the full panels that the Pod Racing Pit full panel is tops of my list of any of them. Episode 1 has a very special place in my heart as the first Star Wars movie I was able to see in the theaters and to just enjoy the experience and to be able to I was a junior in high school at the time, working at a movie theater, saw it with an entire auditorium of friends and classmates and whatnot for a midnight showing. And even though the movie in the long run disappointed on many levels, the experience alone has made it one of my favorite Star Wars movies. And the pod racing scene I absolutely have always loved and enjoyed. So the pod racer full panel I really like. I really again want to see Fate in the Shadows a whole lot, in a whole lot better and crisper of a picture. It looks like the Emperor and Starkiller in that, and some of the kind of characters from beyond the normal trilogy and mythology. And I'll say the Jedi floral, the fact that they use the green and blue lightsabers, but did it on a brown background, kind of like the San Diego Padres baseball team. Their colors are brown and yellow. To kind of mix that in and it not be something that is super. Usually those types of florals are on a white or kind of cream color kind of background or whatnot. I like that they, even for a Jedi, the light side of the Force, I like that they went with a dark on this, and I think it makes the lightsabers and stuff pop even more on it. So I don't necessarily. It's one I'll probably chase down later. I'm not asking for a pickup on it, but it's one that I'm not a huge floral guy, but it's definitely one that I'll probably try to add to the collection at some point.
Yeah, there's a lot to add here. There's a lot to there's a lot to process with this drop. But I do hope you get it. I hope you're able to get it. I hope we're all able to get our shirts at hopefully reasonable prices. And
Gabe says he loves episode 1 because of Jar Jar Binks. It's the best character. I think he's just trying to say that to annoy everybody because most people hate Jar Jar. I actually found him not terribly, I mean, every Star Wars movie had a character that Lucas created more for the kids, and Jar Jar was that for episode 1, much like the Ewoks were for Return of the Jedi. And now I'm getting into lore that really John could give a crap less about.
You do you.
All right, on to the third and final booth of shirts, and that's the breakfast balls. So this is all the golf attire, a bunch of quarter zips and polos, Snoopy, X-Men, Doctor Doom, the Sex Panther from Anchorman, I thought was awesome. We got Lord of the Rings, we got Batman, we've got the Mattel, and we got the Magic 8-Ball from Mattel. So you got all the shake it up and all the different responses your 8-ball would give you are on this shirt. And then you're right, the floral I was thinking of that Forrest did, you're right, was this polo, the breakfast balls one. So a lot of good stuff here too. I'm not a big polo person anymore these days, but there's a lot of good stuff here.
Yeah, I've never gone golfing before. Nobody wants to go golfing with me. I would suck just so bad. But I do enjoy some of these shirts. First of all, people know me. I'm a big Peanuts guy. Particularly, I love Snoopy and Woodstock. So having that Snoopy swing with the Good Grief hat,
yeah,
it's a very nice matching combination. I would pick that up if I was a golfer. The Bat Pops, I think that is so much fun. I would love to see a whole ice cream shirt, with all the different types of pops with the gumball eyes and stuff.
A good humor shirt would be awesome. That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, why can't we have? I don't know what the ice cream truck is near you, but near me it's called the Lickety Split. And so I would. Did your parents also tell you that they only play the music when they run out of ice cream?
No.
That's what I got. That's what I was told. Oh, they play that when they're out to let you know. Don't even try. I was like, oh, thanks, Mom. That's what I was told growing up. I've known better since. True story here. It's always fun living in Staten Island. A couple of years ago, and it's probably still going on today. And there was we have these ice cream trucks. They go around the island. As it turns out, with the ice cream, they were selling drugs out of the ice cream trucks. There was a whole operation. You can actually
get more than just a gumball baseball with your glove.
They would sell it. You would know. You would buy the drugs. You can buy your ice cream, or you can buy heroin. It was it's an actual thing. Welcome to Staten Island. This is where I live, where amazing things happen. Very different. Yeah, it was a big thing, and it was only like 4 or 5 years ago. It wasn't that long ago that they were doing that. So yeah, would love to see more of the ice cream. If we can do a whole ice cream shirt, I think that'd be really cool. But my number one would be the Magic 8 Ball. I think that was pretty slick. I like that. We all had one of those growing up. That was a little nostalgic for me when I saw that. I was like, Magic 8 Ball. Like, huh. I would love to see that in a Kunu. I'm very happy to see more, and I'd love to see what other
and I'd like to say
if
they do the Kunu, I'd like to see it actually black like a Magic 8 Ball with the different color with the blue and purple text on them. I think would be pretty cool, pretty fun. I was really excited that was something new and different. Snoopy is fun. Like you said, the Good Grief hat is pretty cool. I especially thought that was cool that they did that in San Diego Padres colors, which are the brown and yellow that I was talking about before. Sex Panther, I thought kind of jumped out. And I know we've had other shirts called Sex Panther. This one definitely feels a whole lot more along the tune of Anchorman. But I'm kind of with you on the Bat Pops one. For me, kind of pun intended, I guess, popped for me the most. And it's one, like, I'm not getting it for myself, but Xander being such a big Batman fan, he wants it for his back to school shirt. So I'm trying to work out a pickup of that so that Xander can wear it when they go back to school at the beginning of August. So I love when you look close to it, I love that there's some frozen Batman pops on it. There's a Mr. Freeze pop on it that is freezing the Batman pops. I thought it was just kind of a really kind of cool, nice attention to details, a fun shirt there. And I'm with you. I wish that they would put together a shirt that's all the different, I know, I used to get the baseball glove that had the gumball in the middle of it.
Sure, yeah.
Go to. I know that they've had, SpongeBob and Spider-Man heads and things like that. So all the different characters.
Snow cone.
Oh yeah, I think that'd be a lot of fun.
I have to go get some ice cream. I think after we're done with this, I may go
check ice cream for dinner tonight. That does sound like
ice cream for dinner tonight, not heroin.
Okay? Not heroin. Yeah. I will say I stand corrected from our boy Gabe. I'll just pull this up. He did say that I should know him better, and I don't know if you can see here some reflection there, but he is a Jar Jar Binks fan, and that is all his Jar Jar Binks gear and memorabilia there. So I apologize, Gabe, for telling people that you were just giving a shit. You definitely brought the love of Jar Jar there. One of few people that are holding that passion. I know. So, well, we still have one more chunk of shirts, and this still isn't even all of the shirts, because before we even go deep dive in this, there's a couple shirts at the Godzilla stand. And I don't even have. I could have searched out pictures of those, but there's like a shirt. There's a polo, a Kunu, and a jacket, I believe, at the Godzilla stand that are all Roosevelt. So if you're a Godzilla fan, track those down. They're branching out and they're at other people's stands now too. But then yesterday, as people were hitting the preview night, all of a sudden here's all this extra stuff that you didn't know that was going to be there, and oftentimes they have things that are just from in stock or whatever that they're just looking to sell. This time we got a crap ton more exclusives. We got a Batman first look. I mean, so much other stuff and new IPs with Aqua Teen Hunger Force and the Animaniacs with Yakko's World. We got some more Street Fighter coming apparently, because we've got a Street Fighter exclusive in the Everydays. A Godzilla shirt that's at this stand. Really badass looking Children of the Atom X-Men shirt. a full jogger set for Forces of Mordor with Lord of the Rings. I mean, I don't know how, if you're there, how you pick what you're going to want and what you walk away from, because there's just so much stuff there. This absolute Batman down here, to me, looks like it's a first look, so that means that there's probably another Batman drop coming. John, how would you even decide what the hell you wanted if you were out there?
I would just take a dart and just close my eyes and throw it, poke somebody's eye up, and hopefully land on his shirt and be like, yeah, I'll just take that one. Yeah, because there's just there's so much going on. They really brought I mean, how big is their storage space that they can hold all this shit too? Like, I feel like you don't see other booths bringing this much stuff. I mean, and frankly, it only gets bigger every show. I mean, so they know what they're doing. They know that this stuff is going to sell.
And we'll buy it all and let Visa sort it out. I mean, that's what it feels like. Because I mean, even trying to arrange pickups, I mean, you definitely hard decisions have to be made. I can't buy 6, 7, 8 shirts at $100 a pop or whatever for a given pickup prices or whatever. You really got to just kind of pick the one or two or whatever that you think that you can get, and then you have to hope that the person that you're working with can get them. Betsy even points out that not even shown on this is the Haunted Mansion polo that is also popped up at the breakfast ball stands as another just surprise that came out. So just I think the thing that I take away from all of this is, with so much stuff, hopefully it means that it's harder for the resellers to get all of it, and it makes it more available for those of us who want to be able to get some things, and maybe the contacts that we have, things aren't selling out on day one, and we'll be able to get to a few days later where they're able to buy more than one shirt at a time for each design.
Because obviously the team does not want to leave with all these boxes and whatnot. So it's a lot of stuff, and I love so much of it, and I wish I could have it all. And I don't even know. I don't even know anymore.
Did any of these shirts from this page jump out at you? Anything that you would have wanted specifically from here?
This one in particular, nothing. The Animaniacs, that's cool. That's I'm glad to see that's a thing now. I believe that's the first Animaniacs shirt that we've seen. So I'm happy to see that. But other than that, I wouldn't say I need anything else.
Yeah,
the Animaniacs one is cool though, and I like that a lot.
Yeah, like the X-Men one, I hope that I'll be able to track down later. The Batman one, like I said, hopefully that means that there's another drop coming, so I can wait on that. I am trying to arrange a pickup for Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I was a huge fan of that in my college time and since. And even after falling away and not watching it much, Joel happened to find it on the Max app, on the HBO Max app, and him and I have rewatched through the series together. And it's funny seeing about to be 16-year-old him, and it just blows his mind some of the things that we got away with on television in the late 90s, early 2000s compared to what they are watching nowadays, and just some of the jokes, the things that could be a little of sordid color and whatnot, and he'll look at me and just be like, I can't believe you guys were able to watch this kind of thing.
A lot of that stuff they won't do anymore. They won't make it anymore,
So I'm excited about that. I'm usually not a white shirt person, but I'll make an exception for that one. Yakko's World, I think, is a really cool one. I know Megan and Xander both really love Animaniacs and all that. I think my bigger hope with that is that it leads us to a Pinky in the Brain shirt at some point. Because if you give me a Pinky in the Brain shirt, you can take all my money at that point. That they're one of my favorites. So a lot of cool, fun stuff. And yeah, just like Kid Pulaski said in the chat, the only reason that he's glad he's not there is that you end up wanting to buy everything. I completely agree with that. Like self-control is a lot easier when I'm not standing there with my wallet in hand and have to make the decisions on what I'm having people pick up. So, but seriously, a lot of cool, fun stuff there. Like I said, sitting here with the FOMO, it's I love seeing all that people are doing out there. The meetups that they're having this year. They're trying, because it's so busy around the stands. Usually, this year they're trying a little something different, where they have an activation over at the Moxie, where they've got the arcade set up for people to hang out and try to win some prizes and things like that. And it kind of draws, people who are just kind of hanging out and already done or have already bought shirts, kind of pulls them away from the stand, at this point, to go do that instead of just standing there and kind of milling about when it's already super busy. The design of the stand this year is different, and it looks like that kind of helps kind of push people in a different manner to not just kind of hang around. And because of that, they've given, other opportunities for things to do. There's a pizza beard party, all that kind of stuff. I'm just living vicariously through all the pictures and videos that I'm seeing posted by both the brand and all of our friends that are out there.
Yeah, the booth this year looks really sick. They really went all out, changing that up and doing something new with it. So can't wait to experience that in person at a future con. I hope that booth becomes traveling in that sense. And having the fun activations offsite, giving people a place to come and hang out and be a part, but not interact with Roosevelt is trying to do business. I think that's great. Honestly, I think as the brand continues to get busier and busier, I think one problem they're going to have is taking the family photo. Taking the family photo every year is going to be, I know, especially at MegaCon, which is always a huge event for Roosevelt's. They had to go to borrow space from another person's booth for a half hour just to make it happen. So yeah, kind of crazy. Don't know how they're going to make that happen, but I'm sure they will figure out a way, because they always love making sure everyone is together. That's one of our favorite things about HQ and what they do. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Definitely. And we're already over our hour and hitting about hour 15. I will say, a couple things kind of have come up this week that I kind of wanted to close the show talking about, and a little bit more serious kind of topics. And first, I know a lot of people got emails the last few days about expiring points, and that there's been kind of a questioning of that and whatnot when it comes to the Kunu Club rewards program and whatnot. And so I'll say I didn't get that, but it's probably because I spend my points rather rapidly. As soon as I hit a $50 mark, I use that to buy my next shirts. I know that some people have kind of stockpiled them since the beginning of the program, and I think a lot of that is like a 1 year. Once they've kind of sat there for a year, they're going to start to dissolve away. Did you get that email and notice? Are you dealing with having to burn through some points now?
I did not get that email, but I also kind of use my points when I have them available. So I think that's it. I did take a look, and I don't know how long this has been in here, but in the FAQs of Camp Kunu, there is a question say, do my points expire? And it says, yes, unused points expire after 12 months from the date the points are earned. So it is in there. I do understand, because we are getting, I guess, to that 1 year part when Camp Kunu started, people are starting to see that, if they haven't used a lot of their points and they just kind of been stockpiling them. I don't know what to say. I get it. You know what I mean? I get, I guess, you use them. It's kind of like PTO at work, at least for me. You got to use them or lose them. So, listen, you can always go ahead and voice your frustrations if you want. But I think the biggest thing to say is use your points. Use your points. Don't lose them. You won them. You earned them. I would say, and if you don't know what you want to spend them on, use them on codes and put those codes in your notes app or your that way you have the codes. The codes aren't going to expire. At least I don't think they do. So
stash,
I mean, if
stash
there's
codes away, buy people gifts, whatever you need to do, so they don't go to waste.
Use your points, buy gift cards. Use those points buy gift cards. Stockpile the money that way. Don't let them expire. Use them all. You earn them, and there's a lot in the Camp Kunu store that you can use them on. And so use every fucking point you have because these shirts are expensive, and you should definitely you earn them. Use them. Get the garment duffel.
Get the garment duffel. Nice. He's right.
The one thing that I want, I want that Camp Kunu tux. I don't have that yet. I really, really, really want that. But one thing I really want, it's not even that many points. I just don't know why I haven't bought them yet, is the Outpost mug set. I think those look so nice. I really want to. I do want those.
I did finally get my Fox Club hat. I had been waiting on that one, so I finally and that again was like 2,500 points or 3,200 points, whatever it was, was kind of low points. And I was like, why have I just been waiting on that? I think part of it for me is the having to do the $20 minimum spend on top of getting your I wish they just let you get the item and pay shipping or whatever, but having to do the spend on top of it is often kind of a thorn in my side because
you can do a $20 gift card though.
Yeah, and I've figured that out. Yes, I have figured out how to do that, and then just turn that gift card into my next purchase or whatever. Because I mean, the thing that I typically do with my purchases, I typically use codes with my purchase. I can't say the last time I didn't have a code for a shirt purchase or whatever, and to not be able to you can't use that code at the same time as you're also getting your free stuff. It's kind of a one or the other kind of thing, which I think. A minor flaw in the system, but it is what it is. But I will say that most point systems are like this, where it doesn't last forever. There's usually a date or a time period or whatever on how long your points are, whether it's your credit card points or your air miles or whatever. They usually have an expiration at some point. So, it sucks that they will disappear on you, but I mean, it's kind of a norm as far as I know when it comes to most of these kind of rewards programs. So, the fact that it caught some people by surprise, I'm sorry for you, but I think you'll turn that stuff into some good stuff here soon. The good thing is those of you who have stashed away points for the last year, obviously nothing was going to cost you 100,000 points, or at least nothing yet. So, dwindle down your points a little bit, leave some in reserve if necessary. They're not saying you have to use all of them. They're saying whatever's
expiring soon. Whatever you earned back in August.
Yeah, is what's going to expire next month. So, and you mentioned, the, people voicing their concerns and whatnot. And that kind of takes me to the topic I wanted to close on today. John T had to kind of put out an email earlier this week because a lot of people voiced, and I don't even know if it's a lot of people. I'm saying it's a lot of people, but I would hope that it had gotten to that point for him to have to voice this. But there was a lot apparently said in not too nice a manner to HQ about the doubloon program, and it made John have to kind of come to the community and say, hey, we're going to put this program on pause because of what was said and how it was said and what happened. Remember why we're here and what we're doing. I got my coin. I actually got 2 of them. I sent my extra is actually waiting in Dustin's mail because he had missed it. And so when I only had a regular, 2 regulars and no shiny, I made sure to hook somebody up who I knew would want it and respect it, and at no charge. They're just coins in my mind in the long run. The people and the community are far more important than whatever is at the end of the tunnel of what this was supposed to be or will hopefully be in the long run. But I wanted to just take a moment to remind people and our viewers and our friends, it all started with the stuff, but for me, it's about this. It's about this community, and let's keep it that way. And remember that the people at HQ are why the community is the way it is, and we may not always agree with them on things or the way they handle things. There are measures to reach out to them and bring your misgivings or comments to them. Do it in a respectful manner. These are people with a job and families, and amazingly enough, they are also our friends now too, which you don't get other places with other companies. I don't have that with all the Nikes I own. I don't have that relationship with Nike and their HQ. With all the New Era hats, I don't have that. Let's take care of the community. Let's remember what got us here, why we're here, what keeps us here, and keep that love and respect, especially for the people who are making this happen for us. Without HQ, without John, without Steve, without DTH and Scotty and all of those guys, we wouldn't be doing this today. So let's keep that in mind with the way that you interact and how upset you get over a free coin that cost you 2,500 points.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of ridiculous to see what people are resulting to in regards to what is a challenge coin.
Yeah,
guys, like, come on, like, can we just grow the fuck up, please? It's a fucking coin. It's a coin. It's a coin that is ultimately going to lead to some sort of drop. Like at the end of the day, like that's kind of what it is. Like there's no one's live. Listen, this is a fun initiative from HQ to do something cool and have the community get together and figure out whatever's going on. But at the end of the day, like that's what all it is. It's something fun for you to do, and there might be some sort of prize at the end of the day. But it's nothing that's going to change people's lives. I have no clue what HQ has in store for the end of this, but like, this is not like winning a car on The Price is Right. Like, guys, like, come on, like, grow the fuck up.
But even if it was a car, even if it is a car, even if it's a pirate ship,
even if it is a car, right? Exactly. But right? I think my point is more so. It's not though. It's like even if it was, this would still be ridiculous. But the fact that we're fighting this much over something this little is ridiculous. Yeah. People it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. There's going to be. I expect that there will be multiple parts to this. I think there will be. We have the coin right now. Maybe next week will be a key or whatever is going on. Who knows. And not everybody is going to get every part of the puzzle. Like, you do your best, you have fun with it. And if you don't get it, you move on. Just move the fuck on, people. And when it comes don't be threatening people.
When it comes to the shirts, when it comes to whatever they put out, when it comes to these little things, the group, the insiders alone is up to 44,000 people now, and they're not making 44,000 of any of this stuff. So even those of us who have been around for the longest periods of time, we have no more right to it than anybody else. People are going to miss. Myself, I miss. You miss things. Like, you just shake your head, you move on. If you can find it in the secondary market, if it means that much to you, you do it. But let's remember, how to be a Steve and be a important, valuable members of this group. Take care of people, usher in the new people, and treat them with respect, and bring them into the fold with the rest of us who have been here for a while. Remember that a lot of us have friends that have become family because of this brand and what their leadership and the vision of Steve and John, what they were able to start us on, and what so many of us have been able to kind of take the ball and run with. And again, it's not life or death. It's not the end of the world. Stuff will have a monetary value today, and then it'll be like a Beanie Baby 20 years from now where it's worthless. So the more important thing here, at least to me, is the relationships that we're cultivating. And again, who else can point out a brand where they can say that that they've had this happen, because I don't know of any others. And if they're out there, I hope they are. I'd like to know what those other brands are, because I'd like to start giving those brands my business too, because it's become a whole lot more meaningful, that experience to me, than just what I end up bringing home at the end of a shopping trip.
I agree. And nobody else is doing this, and I think the biggest thing to remember is that we all have fun with this. We all get HQ treats us way better than they have to, and if this gets too crazy, all of this extra stuff they do for us can go away in the snap of a finger. They don't have to do any of this shit, you know.
Right.
They are putting a lot of time, money, and resources into something that probably does not earn them an excessive amount of money, you know. So they do this so we have fun, and that we have something to talk about and be about, and something to get together about. But they don't have to do any of this. In a second, this can all be gone. And to the people getting mad that I was able to score 15 coins through my multiple accounts, all right, just shut up, okay? Stop it with that. That's a joke. That's a joke for anybody. That's a joke. For someone,
and I know it's a joke, because I know that you were one of the people. You know, you were talking at first about how you actually missed out too. So the coins you had to go out and seek out, because
I bought coins on BST for friends who missed out. So yeah, that's a joke before somebody comes over and throws a Molotov cocktail through my window. You know, which unfortunately could happen.
Well, we're hitting an hour and a half here. We should probably wrap it up. So much to talk about. Gabe, I just flashed what you said. I appreciate you, and I love you, brother. John, thanks again for having me, as always. I love sitting in here with you. I love the friendship that you and I have created because of this community. And because of that, I've had the experience of going on a cruise, because I never would have done that before. And I've come to know and love you over the last few years, that I let you talk me into it. And it was one of the best experiences I've had. So thank you, as always, my friend, for letting me sit in here with you.
Yep. Thank you for being here, man. Thank you for filling in for Dustin while he's out doing God only knows what with the water workshop guy. And so, but yeah,
he's trying to find more than one ring.
He's trying. That. I heard that about him.
Well, John, with the announcements coming out at Comic-Con, I hear that you have another big announcement to make to everybody. So I'll let you kind of end with that.
Yeah. So this is actually really huge, and I'm really